What's the Ellie?
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 We gon' talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the Ellie?
room.
What's the Ellie?
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 We gon' talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the Ellie?
room.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
What's the Ellie?
What's the Ellie out here? It's webisode 18.
Yeah.
Webisode, I was thinking Spider-Man-ish. What's going on, everybody, man? We know that it has been a little second since we've seen you guys, maybe a couple of weeks or so. We're so happy to be able to take a few minutes out with you guys again to sit down and kick it, man, and talk about some issues. As always, that's a little bit, rough to talk about sometimes, but it needs to be talked about. Yeah. And so we do our best not to just talk about, obviously, the problems, but also talking about the solutions to the problems. But of course, man, how y'all been out there? We want to know that. Please leave some feedback for us in the comment section. We always love to hear from you all about what you got going on, all right, out here in these streets. So webisode 18, this episode is timed like all of our episodes, and so around the 30-minute mark we'll be wrapping up the program. And if you stay tuned, you can have an opportunity to win something. It's really nice. All right, so my name is Jay from Around the Way, for those that don't know, and you are?
It's Lady, baby. It's
Lady, baby. All right, bringing that female perspective to the program. All right, so we appreciate you guys definitely hanging out. And the title of today's webisode 18 is what?
Social media and texting behaviors.
Social media and texting behaviors.
This wasn't a thing to talk about when we were children. It was just your real-time behavior, your etiquette over the phone, maybe, or in person. But now we have to deal with texting and social media behavior or etiquette, and I think that that's something that we all need to discuss and get our minds around how to best interact in these things, in these new situations.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, 15, 20 years ago, this wasn't a thing. Right. And so it was a situation to where when you left the house, you was gone until individuals saw you later. And then slowly, little by little, was like the invention of the pager, right? So people expected you to drop by if they beeped
911. Oh, somebody beeped you 911 and you ain't answer.
Oh, yeah, that was really, really big, right? But we're talking about this because, like you mentioned, it's something new, relatively. This wasn't something that our parents had to go through. This can cause a lot of emotions. Texting and social media behavior has strained and broken complete families and friends. All right, because things are read into the wrong way. And so this is why we felt it was very important to talk about social media and texting behavior. How should we be acting? What kind of things should we be kind of paying attention to? What kind of things should we be saying, you know what, that's that person's version of something. I don't need to necessarily try to copy it in order to try to make myself as beautiful or whatever. We're going to start getting into those things a little bit as we go, but it's important to talk about these things, man, not just for us as the millennials, but because we got kids that's coming up fast, and this is complete technical world now for these kids, man. I've been seeing kids 2-3 years old with the cell phone, good at it, knowing how to work it perfectly,
it's the
man.
Generation.
Right, and so they have access to a lot. And we want to be there to groom them and shape them into the human beings that they should be as it relates interacting with individuals, and not getting too carried away with what they see on social media as far as being something that they necessarily need to try to strive to emulate specifically. So let's get into some of the things that you saw, lady, that is a problem with either the social world or the texting world What kind of problems have you had with that?
It's a list of problems. But I don't know. I guess we can start with, I'll stick to the etiquette. People's etiquette when they're communicating via text. Sometimes people just, the thing that come off the top of your head is easy to just type that. You're not speaking it. You're not thinking about how it sounds. And sometimes people read too much into something, as we discussed. Sometimes people are used to being around negative energy. And so maybe they figure you saying something that somebody around them would have been saying in a negative tone, and you didn't have a negative tone. And so I try to keep that in mind and tell people, you know, I say this with love when I say this, because I am a very honest person, and sometimes in text that can come across as harsh or blunt or too salty or whatever it may be. And then sometimes you just have people not responding back to you, not saying nothing at all, falling away from the conversation. And then it's like they'll come back around and it's like, wait a minute, did I say something wrong to make you mad? And you try to consider people's feelings. If I said something that made you mad, then why are you coming back around like the conversation never happened? You know, so those are a couple of things that I have personally dealt with. There's a lot of things. People trying to slip into your DMs, into your inbox, and trying to see if they can call you. And there's so many different things that happen in social media and text, and people can feel more comfortable doing those things because they're not in person. They don't have to build that courage up to say those things or do those things in person. A lot of weird things as well.
Yeah, well, you know, social media has its pros and cons, and texting too. You know, obviously, being able to text somebody and tell them, you know, not to forget to bring home, you know, this item or that item. It's
helpful.
Is very beneficial.
Yeah.
To be able to do so many things with social media, especially like with families and friends, and being able to share pictures instantly, like with groups of individuals. And, you know, so there's a lot of positive things that goes on with the social media world too. So it's definitely not to be just have a stigma of negativity.
Right.
But we're talking, like you said, about the negative sides of it. And you did some research and you saw that it was like 800,000
suicides a year. Just suicides, period. Because it's not just teenagers doing it.
True.
There's adults that still can't handle how other people talk to them or feel about them, that's committing suicide as well. But the teenagers, that is a new increasing rate. There's kids as young as 5 years old killing themselves because of what other people think about them.
Cyberbullying is a big problem. You know, we talked about how before, if you got into a little fight or a little something, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever was around at the time saw it.
It's here.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Now it can be placed in a meme. It can be photoshopped. It can have music added to it. And so now...
in reverse, happening again.
Yes. Now you're taking people's emotions and you're just flooring them. And you're not... There's no respite from ignorance if it's misused the wrong way. And so this is why it's important to talk about this stuff, because it's not just about, again, like you said, the adults, but it's about the younger children as well that are going through these issues, and they're going to need help dealing with these things from a mental standpoint. There was things that, you know, when I went to school, it was a very trash time, and you know, there was things that I'm like, man, I saw that I never got a chance to catch on tape, but it's just craziness where it is now, and we need to get a hold of it. If we don't get a hold of it, there's so much that's going on behind the parents' back already. Us as adults, once you get to the age of adulthood, you have responsibilities to be working and stuff, man. There's a lot that can go on over your head without you even knowing it, especially in these text worlds. You was telling me about the, years ago we had Black Planet. You was talking about the Cisco site you had. You know what I'm saying? And so there's
Cisco chat room.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, the parents didn't know about these rooms.
Nope,
They
not
were too busy working, too busy just trying to provide.
What's a chat room?
Absolutely. And so we've talked before about these underpowered households, man. For years and years, it has been evident that there needed to be, more oversight in the home. But just sticking to the point of the social media side, pay attention to what your kids are looking at and how they're trying to groom themselves. We don't need a bunch of copycats.
Right.
We need as much originality in the program as possible. Originality is beauty.
Right.
And so get this across to your daughters. Get this across to your sons. Get this across to your nieces and nephews that want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to hear this information. It will help them from an emotional standpoint, from staring in these magazines, looking on Instagram all day, and formulating their life based on this stuff that you're saying.
Like with getting all of those thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of likes, or these celebrities even that's getting these millions of followers and likes. Our younger people are feeling like, hey, that's what even the adults are paying attention to, so I need to pay attention to that, and I need to do that to have people paying attention to me, or liking what I post, the way that they're socially accepting or embracing.
And a lot of times, yes, and a lot of times you're not doing nothing but entertaining people, and for free.
Yep.
And you're going in debt trying to do it, trying to make a name for yourself. For what? What kind of name? Just that people know you, and that if you can look nice.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the thing.
anybody with access to a little time and a couple of dollars can put some polish on themselves.
Right.
The thing is that what kind of polish do you have on your mentality, right? What level are you really going to?
Right.
How are you really profiting and benefiting from the program long term?
And that's the thing. A lot of times, what's smart isn't popular initially.
Yeah.
Because everything that became popular, somebody had to deviate away from what was popular and be smart about strategizing something to make it popular.
True.
And so smart is popular. You just have to make something that's unpopular popular, and then it's smart to the rest of the world.
It takes time, man.
Yeah.
It takes time. This overnight sensation stuff, sometimes you can see that presented on social media.
It's never overnight.
Just if you show the right video, if you show the right outfit, man, you can get a model agency calling you tomorrow, and they want to picking you up in a limousine and bring you to New York. And
how is that going right now with the pandemic?
We got to really pay attention to the stuff that we're falling for, and that our children are falling for, because the gimmicks are real. The copycat program is real, and this isn't a slight at commercialism, from the standpoint that, of course, we know that there's companies that they make different clothes and jewelry for individuals to look beautiful.
Like we say, it's not a slight at commercialism. Commercialism slight people for profit.
Well, yes. Well, there's a saturation, because you have some companies that are just out here and say, hey, I like the way this outfit looks. I like the way this just pieces of jewelry look, and I wanted to put it out here. So on a larger note, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not everybody.
No,
it's not everybody, but we just need to really pay attention to what shapes our mentality and what shapes the mentality of our children. It's very important with the text messaging, man. It's very important with this social media behavior. We need to get a grip on it as soon as possible. These suicides is no joke.
Right.
The bullying is no joke.
Right.
The text messaging and how we can have our energies confused by reading into stuff the wrong way is no joke. We're losing time out here. And we're all on the treadmill of life. And so this is why it's important. Right. Whether you're black, white, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. We're all on the treadmill of life. We're all pieces to the puzzle of life. And so the longer we take to put those pieces together, for those that want to, now you can't force individuals.
Everybody need it.
They need it.
And then those be the ones that say, oh, I don't have to put my pieces together with you. they are usually getting some kind of assistance from somebody or somewhere, some system, some person, and as long as they got that, they feel like they're good, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, those are also some of the main people when they get in a jam get frustrated if somebody doesn't help them. Like you heard before, why won't you help me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
you
that's
can help
unfair,
people
man.
over and over again.
Yeah,
like
that's
your
unfair.
lack of work ethic and lack of trying to survive
cost
together, your emergency shouldn't cost me, like you said, because you don't want to move on a regular together. You don't want to thrive together.
And you've been offered. For those that know, I've offered.
There's people that we both have offered, you know, and at the end of the day, anybody that's not working with us on anything right now either just don't know us and haven't met us, or have rejected the thought of even doing so.
Mm-hmm.
And it could just be the programming that's set up, or it could just be people feeling like, hey, I just want to do my own thing.
Yep.
You know, but
and that's what's taught out here.
Yes,
a lot of times people say, let's do your own thing. We need to stop that. Corporate doesn't do their own thing. All right, corporate, and we're going to talk about this again in one of the episodes that we actually have. Corporate. Well, as far as corporate, as far as with investors, a lot of times they have groups.
Yeah, it's not
and these
one
corporations
person,
is teams of individuals, right? And so you got to know business before you just jump in, and that's a whole other program that we'll talk about. But as far as the texting and social media behavior, man, we really need to be on our game with that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the hone-in portion, but this is giveaway time, so it's giveaway time, man. All right,
giveaway.
So this is your opportunity for the individuals that's on point with us to win a combination of a few things. All right, so this is what you have to do first. First, you have to post 2 items from the endlesscorners.com page.
Okay.
All right, so you go to endlesscorners.com, pick 2 items, post it on your page.
All right.
2, you're going to get 2 items from the paperless flyers side of Facebook or the advertising side, and you'll post 2 of those advertisements. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's 4 things total. The 5th thing, the last thing you have to do is tag us. The first person to do those 5 things, which is a combination of under 5 minutes, will win a Apple gift card for $50. They will also win an 8-ounce wild crafted sea moss bundle. So you get a wild crafted Jamaican or St. Lucia sea moss package. If you guys haven't heard about the sea moss, 192 of the 192 minerals that our body needs. A, B,
vitamins A, B, C, D, E, K, and less known about vitamin G.
Didn't even know G existed. Now we do.
Calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium.
Everything we need, man.
Mucus fighter. It's all in the sea moss.
It's all in the sea moss.
All you need is the sea moss.
All you need is the sea moss. So we want you guys to win, man.
Yeah.
All right. So you get an Apple gift card for $50. You can use that on, some earphones towards your bill, towards your something towards a new phone. You can also win the 8-ounce sea moss for yourself, and then we have a special bonus for the Jump VIP card members. That's
more
on the platform. All right. If you're a Jump VIP card member and you win this promo, you will also get a $25 instant cash credit. So it's just a quick 25 that'll be coming your way, along with the $50 Apple gift card, and then you'll get the 8-ounce sea moss to go along with it.
That's hot.
All right. So it's a nice little combination of little things for you guys just to grab, just as a small token of appreciation for you guys taking time out to listen. And you have 1 hour at the conclusion of this original broadcast where it's originally posted.
Right. 1
so
hour.
That will be
up
the
to 1 hour after that.
Yeah, up to 1 hour. So whenever that post is on the official Elephant in the Room link, then you guys have 1 hour after that to win the program. And we hope you guys win, man. That's the point of us doing these.
Right.
All right?
All right.
So, we're going to move on. We were talking about social media and texting behavior, the importance of talking about this subject, talking about suicides and how these young individuals and even older individuals, as you mentioned,
right,
have not been able to handle themselves and how they perceive themselves,
right,
or how they're perceived even on social media.
Yeah.
All right. And it's a very serious topic because we want to be a promoter of originality and comfortability in your own skin.
Right.
Being supportive of individuals that you see that may need an extra hand.
Yeah.
All right. That wants it. All right, we're not talking about individuals that's just wanting your energy, like you mentioned before. Some individuals, they can get a little addicted to your energy,
yeah,
and they want that energy all the time.
When they want it,
and
it becomes like a
yes,
drug.
Yes, and that texting can happen, like we mentioned. That texting can happen at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 4 in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. And yes, a
10 a.m.
friend is built for your time of need. That's true, but being considerate of individuals and their lives and what they have to do.
Yeah.
Not reading into texts too much, trying to say, oh, this text wasn't long enough, or it appeared rushed. Be appreciative when an individual is able to take any time out their schedule to send you something, because who sends someone anything that they don't like?
Some people, I guess, but me, if you know me, if I don't like you, I don't even want your number in my phone.
That's most people.
I don't even like to talk on my phone. My phone rings a lot. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, people that think, oh, you're on business, you're busy, but they don't understand that your phone can ring, your emails can be notifying you are going off
at any time.
People, business reaches me on social media, on multiple platforms, on Instagram and Facebook. Sometimes I'm getting messages from people that would like to order different things that I'm a part of, or spend on different things I'm a part of. Mm-hmm. Training with virtual assistants and kids alone, and I'm homeschooling, and I'm cooking, and I'm grocery shopping, and I gotta try to tend to my hair and the kids' hair, and all of these things that we have to do because we're in individual households, you know. And so I don't feel like anyone should be putting pressure on anyone. You know, if we were more united, then you could be here with me while I'm doing all the things that I just
And you would know what I was doing.
And we could talk while we're doing those things together.
You would see I don't have time for the phone. You would see I'm behind schedule on some other things, and perhaps filling in. Especially when you've been offered. All right? And this is a special personalized statement. If you've been offered an opportunity to come around,
and you don't, no pressure from you.
It's disrespectful to request. It's disrespectful to sit around and say, oh, what could they possibly be doing? Nobody's that busy. Come around because you were offered the opportunity to come around and see. Now, if you're going to sit back, like was mentioned, it's not about disrespect, but hush. This individuals a lot of times don't need that extra pressure. Me personally, I definitely do not need it. I hate it as well, like you mentioned. The worst thing a person can do is request that I call them. A busy individual that's not being helped.
Especially if our conversation is nothing productive. It's just shooting the breeze.
And especially during this time, during the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, we had so much to do.
And on top of even having multiple children, having some children in the house, and having children that you're co-parenting outside of your house,
yes,
that takes time because you have to check on their mental state.
Absolutely.
See how they're doing.
Absolutely.
And so it's like always something to do. So when somebody say, oh, when you get some free time, when you get some free time, I don't have any time that's free. All of my time costs right now because I have children relying on me to get it right. And they see that nobody that they can think of or that they are related to or whatever. I'll speak personally for myself. Nobody that I'm related to are making sure that my cubs are good, that somebody's playing with them or teaching them or feeding them or anything, you know. And so when so much of my attention has to be divided amongst them and amongst my many tasks, my entrepreneurial ventures, etc., then it's very it's not sensible to say, oh, when you get some free time, like, where do I have free time? Like, I have to carve time in. When somebody want to do something with me or talk to me, I have to schedule it. It's like, you know, make an appointment. And some people don't like when you get to that point and it's like, I don't want to be there.
No.
But you have to make an appointment with me. I have to schedule in talking to you. I don't have free fall conversations where it's like, oh, guess who called me? And out the blue, I could just talk for an unlimited amount of time.
Yes.
Because
and they don't even got that kind of time. But if they choose to do it.
But because they don't have their time obligated into something else that is beneficial, then they like, oh, I'm just looking for somebody to talk to.
Absolutely. And we're not talking about older individuals that's beyond the able-bodied program. We understand, you know, let's talk to these older ones or whatnot. But we're talking about the able-bodied ones that's still able to get out here and rip and run and handle stuff. Let's watch our texting behavior amongst each other.
Yeah.
Let's watch how we respond to each other. Let's make sure that we do respond to texts when someone reaches out, because a lot of times, you know, I've been in situations where I've texted individuals and they don't text back or they drop off, and that's like the last time you get a text from me.
Yeah, I'm really quick to never text you again if I don't get
really
something back from you.
Yeah.
Especially if you initiated the conversation, then I formulate something and it's like, did you not like the answer that I gave you? Like, why did you just go away? You didn't know what to say. I don't understand that either when people are like, I didn't know what to say. And so I just don't say nothing at all. And then you come back around and act like that conversation never happened. And I'm just supposed to just go along with it. And then if it's a habit, you're going to keep doing that. And so I either need to address it or I need to say, oh, that's just how this person is. Sometimes they don't text back. I don't make no problem or sweat about it. That's how they are. It's annoying to me. I don't have to accept it.
Some things that we go through are going to be more irritating than not. We have to start understanding each other more better. Let's understand that this texting program is relatively new. Still, I mean, it's been around for 10, 15 years, but that's still new, man, in comparison to how things were running for years and years prior to.
We have that generation gap.
Yes.
So the generation that's not used to the text messaging, they think that our generation and younger are insensitive.
Too fast, too quick.
We're not personable or personal. We're detached from emotion, etc. And it's not that. It's just that really, like, what baton was handed to us. We have to work hard, and things cost a lot more than they used to cost.
And then we're supposed to
have time to talk to people. Our generation typically understand it. Usually the older generation don't get as different
some
times.
Some of them, yeah. They take it a certain way.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not disrespect.
No.
It's not, it's nothing personal. It's like I gotta run.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta run.
And it's so much more convenient to have 5, 6, or 7 conversations going simultaneously when you're texting versus a phone. Can you imagine trying to catch the phone calls and this person needs to call and you clicking over? Remember the click over game when you're in the house phone? You clicking over.
Or getting people on 3-way.
Yeah, and you click. Oh, who is it? Oh, hold on. I ain't click all the way over.
Right.
And so it's much more difficult to do that than it is to have 5, 6, 7 conversations going on through text. And so for us, like you said, it's just like more of a millennial thing where we adapted to technology and we're like, all right, hey, we can implement this and try to have a little bit more time,
right?
Maximize our moves differently. And so let's stop taking stuff so serious.
And don't pressure people's time, especially if you're not going to join hands and help them with their daily tasks.
Absolutely.
Don't pressure their time.
And don't sit around trying to guess what they need to do, especially if they offered you an opportunity to come around. Don't tell them what they shouldn't have time for, especially if your life shows that you should have had time for more. There's a lot of individuals that'll tell you that. Sometimes they'll tell you what you shouldn't be worried about, and you can tell that they weren't worried about enough. And so you need to make sure that you're paying attention to those individuals.
And don't look at the people that's doing more and get jealous or try to keep up with the Joneses and feel like your life is not together because you're not meeting up to their highlights. You know, like we were discussing, maybe I'm doing something and I'm trying to show some of my highlights or accomplishments or whatnot, and it makes people fall back because they feel like you're making them think about what they're not doing in their lives when we can be working together. No one has to feel like that.
Could have been working together, man. Together, not just sitting around taking trips. Y'all taking trips and going here and there. What is it really accomplishing?
If you coming back from a trip and you got to go to work and make that money back and you didn't have money turning over while you were gone, you couldn't afford that trip. And it's not an insult. It's just the truth.
It's reality. So anytime you look at pictures and stuff and say, I don't care, I'm going out and do something. You could have been finished differently if you paid attention.
Yeah.
You pay attention and link with the right individuals. You can have fun beyond what you ever thought. But we need each other in groups so we can stop doing these small little plots here.
And things can stop being a pressure point on us individually.
For so many individuals individually. That's so real.
Yeah.
Man, it's a 30-minute mark already.
Yeah.
The time just flies when we're trying to talk about things, man. We love sitting here talking to you guys. And we love the few minutes that you take out to listen to what we have to say. Please, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to let us know what you think. If you see this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be linking some things differently. We want to be in contact with you guys because we need to grow together. We all need each other.
Yes.
So that do your own thing. I don't need you. That stuff is a lie. That stuff is a myth.
Yeah.
And as long as that continues to be promoted, we're going to lose.
Village or bust.
That's what it is. Vibe. We love you guys very much, man, as human beings. We want you guys to be very safe out there. We're not ignorant as to, obviously, what's going on outdoors. Stay safe. Keep your masks on as much as possible, man. Just try to make sure you maintain the social distancing. Let's do what we can do to try to help stop this curve. It's a very crazy time for a lot of us. A lot of older people are really in jeopardy right now, so let's be mindful of them. Just because we feel like we're young and we can zip around and we all right, we might go around to another individual who's older. Yes, that cannot handle that.
Look into lung herbs.
Yeah, think deeper, man. Think beyond just yourself.
Yeah.
All right, and everything should work itself out. And we're hoping and we're praying that things get better. We miss you guys, man, and we always miss you during the little laps that we take, and we can't wait. Yeah, do you miss us? We'll wait.
It's okay.
We can't wait to see you guys again on Webisode 19. We're going to be talking about some stuff with relationships, man, like overall relationships. All right, so we want you guys to definitely tune in for that, and another opportunity to win some cash, win some sea moss, some money. You never know, man. We're going to be mixing it up all the time.